What would you do if your home security camera captured something defying logic? In one clip, a glowing orb drifts through the woods, moving so strangely it looks less like a drone and more like a living being. In another, a mall surveillance video shows a bright humanoid figure dropping from above, so radiant that guards sprint toward the spot, only to find nothing there. Are these glitches, hoaxes, or proof of something we were never meant to see? Today I'm taking you through 15 of the most disturbing moments ever caught on surveillance cameras. And I guarantee some of these will make you question everything you thought you knew about reality. In December 2022, a property owner discovered a strange orb in his surveillance footage, something that instantly unsettled him after years of closely monitoring the woods around his home. At first it seems easy to overlook, but the details are striking. Watch the top part of the recording. The light doesn't resemble any aircraft, drone, or insect. Its form is unfamiliar, and the infrared camera makes it stand out even more, presenting something that shouldn't exist within our current understanding of physics or biology. What makes it more disturbing is how it moves. Its flight doesn't follow the patterns of any known creature, yet it seems deliberate, even intelligent. Its shape and behavior call to mind a tiny living being, fascinating, but deeply unsettling. Could it simply be an insect distorted by infrared light? Or is it a life form unknown to science, one that challenges what we believe possible? There's also the possibility of something more elusive, an optical phenomenon manipulating perception and leaving us with far more questions than answers. A disturbing video reportedly filmed on September 11, 2011, inside an Indonesian shopping mall has stirred ongoing debate. It shows a humanoid figure descending briefly from the right side of the screen before leaping, or perhaps flying away at an impossible angle. The movement is so fluid and unnatural that it doesn't align with anything we know about human motion or physics. Moments later, 4 people, believed to be mall security guards, rushed to the spot where the figure appeared to land. Their immediate, panicked reaction suggests they saw something shocking. Though the clip lasts barely a second, it has fueled arguments between paranormal researchers and skeptics. Some insist the luminous figure is an angel or entity, citing its ethereal glow. Yet experts highlight troubling inconsistencies. Most notably, the radiant figure casts no reflection on the mall's polished floor, even though overhead lights are clearly mirrored. This anomaly suggests possible digital tampering. One quiet night in Atlanta, Jennifer Hodge, 57, was lying in bed with her daughter Lauren when her phone buzzed with a security alert, person detected in the kitchen. Expecting nothing unusual, she opened the app, only to see a faint, ghostly figure of a man. What froze her with shock was its unmistakable resemblance to her son Robbie, who had died 2 years earlier at 23. Jennifer and Lauren rushed to the kitchen but found no sign of entry, no doors forced, no one inside. Yet the camera captured a translucent figure in pajamas standing casually as though it belonged there. To Jennifer, every detail matched Robbie, his posture, his stance, his presence. Though terrifying at first, the sight gave her peace. She took it as a sign Robbie was safe and still watching over his family. Since then, no further sightings have occurred, but the moment remains life-changing. Jennifer now runs a foundation in his name, continuing his legacy of helping others struggling with addiction. Donald Bromley's fascination with a patch of land long tied to strange events, flickering lights, stalled vehicles, and other anomalies led to the most disturbing discovery of his life. While reviewing footage from one of his cameras, he noticed an image that chilled him. What first looked like a trick of light revealed a figure with a massive head, spindly body, and translucent form, features too distorted to resemble a human. Donald became convinced he had captured something unearthly, an alien poorly disguised as human. The mystery deepened when the camera abruptly failed soon after. Built to last a year, it died after only 2 months, its final image being the strange figure, as though the device had been disabled. Even stranger, the camera stood deep in remote woods, far from trails. Multiple other cameras with overlapping coverage recorded nothing, as if the being knew exactly how to avoid them. To Donald, this wasn't a coincidence, it was calculated, intelligent evasion. On June 21, 2021, the city of Lemoore, California, declared a state of emergency after a catastrophic water tank explosion that defied explanation. The rupture of a 1.5 million gallon tank disabled the city's water facility, killed 41-year-old contractor Dion Jones, and seriously injured a city employee. The sheer force stunned emergency crews. Footage shows the massive steel tank, weighing several tons when empty, hurled nearly 70 feet into the air before unleashing a torrent of water. The blast tore the tank from its concrete base, flooding the site with enough force to strip paint, move vehicles, and leave a crater. It also sparked a 2-hectare grass fire, while water pressure across the city dropped dangerously low. Officials said the incident began during routine welding, yet welding on tanks is standard work performed safely nationwide. That this job ended in such devastation leaves troubling questions whether mechanical failure, human error, or force is still not fully understood. Did you like this video? Don't forget to hit the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out, and I promise to bring you more awesome content. In 2012, a trail camera in a remote wooded area captured an image, a humanoid figure watching a deer with predatory focus. Some claim it was just a distorted human face caused by poor camera quality, but the proportions seem impossible. Its limbs appear too long, torso too narrow, and head tilted at an unnatural angle. The figure crouches behind vegetation, visible yet deliberate, suggesting not ignorance but a disturbing intelligence. Theories range from an extraterrestrial studying wildlife to the infamous rake, a creature from internet folklore described as thin, corpse-like, and moving on all fours. Supposedly 6 feet tall when upright, the rake is said to hate being seen, lashing out violently if its face is recognized. Stories describe its wide, snake-like mouth and victims haunted in their sleep before being attacked. Why it would stalk deer instead of humans is unknown, but the possibility that such a creature exists outside of myth is deeply unsettling. At Vangani railway station, 100 kilometers from Mumbai, an accident nearly struck when a 6-year-old boy slipped onto the tracks as an express train approached at full speed. His blind mother, Sanjita Shirsat, screamed for help, unable to reach him herself. In the chaos of the crowded station, it seemed impossible that anyone could act in time. Meyer Schelk, a 30-year-old railway pointsman on duty, heard her cries. Without a second's hesitation, he sprinted along the tracks toward the boy, knowing the train was seconds away. CCTV footage captured every tense moment, Schelk racing against the oncoming engine, reaching the child just in time, and lifting him onto the platform with only a second to spare before the train roared past. The station erupted in applause as Sanjita clutched her son in relief, overwhelmed with gratitude for the man who had saved his life. Authorities quickly recognized Schelk's bravery. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal praised his courage, and the Asian Institute of Transport Development awarded him 50,000 rupees. Yet no recognition could outweigh the simple truth of his act. A child's life had been saved because one man chose instinctively to risk his own. What would you have done if you were in Meyer Schelk's place, with just seconds to decide between your own safety and risking everything to save that child? Let us know in the comments below. An anonymous user uploaded security footage that quickly unsettled viewers. It begins with an ordinary scene, a converted garage complete with a pool table, a leather couch, a pinball machine, and a liquor cabinet, a perfect hangout space. But the calm breaks when the motion-activated camera starts recording despite the room being empty. In the top right corner, a glowing orb suddenly materializes, pulsing with light before fading away. Soon after, more orbs appear, drifting through the room with movements that seem deliberate rather than random. They hover near objects and cross the frame in patterns too complex to dismiss as simple glitches. Experts noted there were no windows, mirrors, or light sources in the garage that could explain the phenomenon. The fluid, unhurried way the orbs move feels disturbingly alive, as though exploring the space unaware of being watched. The clip ends without answers, leaving the unsettling question: camera anomaly, or proof of something otherworldly inhabiting familiar places. If you're afraid of clowns, you're not alone, and after seeing this footage, that fear may seem entirely justified. Coulrophobia is often called irrational, but there's nothing irrational about distrusting performers who conceal their identity behind grotesque makeup. Clowns are meant to bring laughter, yet their exaggerated features erase emotion, leaving them unreadable and unsettling. This inability to gauge their true intentions is one reason adults instinctively distrust them. Children, supposedly their target audience, often react the same way, crying or running from their presence. The clown craze of 2016 only deepened their sinister reputation when people dressed in clown costumes appeared near schools, in woods, and even armed, turning a form of entertainment into a genuine safety concern. Popular culture now associates clowns less with comedy than with violence, deception, and malice. That shift is why a photograph first circulated during the 2016 scare drew so much attention. Known as Sprinkles, the figure captured in the image embodies every fear people harbor about clowns. The name may sound silly, but the image itself is chilling. Its stance, expressionless mask, and the eerie context suggest not humor but malevolence. Encountering such a figure in isolation would make even the bravest person run without hesitation. In 2007, in Fresno, California, a man named Jose was unable to sleep and decided to review his home security footage. Expecting to see stray animals, he instead found something that left him stunned. The grainy black and white video showed a strange white figure moving across his lawn. It resembled a pair of long, flowing pants walking on their own, with no head, arms, or torso, gliding eerily before disappearing from view. Shaken, Jose shared the footage online, where it quickly spread and earned the name Fresno Nightcrawler. The mystery deepened in 2011 when a second video surfaced near Yosemite Lakes Park. This time, two figures appeared, one larger, followed closely by a smaller one, leading many to speculate about a parent and child pair and the possibility of an entire species. Unlike Jose's blurry clip, this footage gave a clearer view of their bizarre form: tall, thin legs moving slowly and fluidly, their bodies white or translucent. The Fresno Nightcrawlers quickly became a cultural phenomenon, inspiring fan art, merchandise, and endless theories. Skeptics argued they were costumes, perhaps sheets draped over stilts, while believers insisted the movement was too smooth and unnatural to be a hoax. To this day, the question lingers: did Jose capture one of the strangest cryptids ever recorded, or one of the most convincing fabrications in paranormal history? Life in the wild is harsh, with predators always on the hunt and prey constantly on alert. Yet sometimes survival comes down to more than strength or speed. It can hinge on luck and timing. A trail camera captured one such moment when a small squirrel narrowly escaped an owl attack. The footage shows the owl swooping down in silence, talons outstretched, about to claim its prey. For a second, it seems certain the squirrel's fate is sealed. But against all odds, the squirrel dodges the strike, surviving through quick reflexes and sheer luck. The escape is so narrow it feels almost miraculous, a reminder that even in dire circumstances, survival is possible. Owls are among nature's most effective hunters. Their silent flight, sharp talons, and night vision make them nearly impossible to detect. They blend seamlessly into their surroundings, allowing them to ambush prey with precision. Yet even the best hunters sometimes fail, and in this case the owl miscalculated, missing an exposed squirrel in plain sight. Adding to the drama, the squirrel slammed into a tree during its frantic escape. The collision, captured on camera, adds a moment of unintentional comedy to an encounter that could easily have ended in tragedy, leaving both predator and prey with something of a bruised ego. Anyone who has dealt with raccoons knows how bold and unpredictable they can be. From a distance, they look cute and harmless, but up close, they're among the smartest, most mischievous, and potentially dangerous animals you'll encounter in your backyard. With dexterous thumbs and impressive problem-solving skills, raccoons can open locks, raid food sources, and even claim territory, quickly turning from endearing creatures into stubborn pests. Their boldness is on full display in trail footage where a single raccoon fearlessly confronts a deer 3 times its size. In the wild, size often determines dominance, but this raccoon held its ground, even using its body as a barricade to protect food. For hunters, this behavior is all too familiar. Deer feeders meant to attract wildlife often end up hijacked by raccoons who aggressively defend the food from the very animals it was intended for. Homeowners with bird feeders face the same frustration. finding them emptied by these masked bandits before the birds ever get a chance. Sometimes technology offers the only real defense. One determined raccoon got a surprise when it touched a feeder rigged with a mild electric deterrent. The jolt sent it leaping back in shock, proving that while raccoons may be crafty and fearless, even they have limits when persistence meets resistance. Have you ever had raccoons raid your feeders or property? And if so, what's the wildest thing you've seen them do? Let us know in the comments below. Is it really a compilation of surveillance footage, if not a single Bigfoot clip appears? For decades, countless videos have surfaced, yet none have provided convincing proof of the creature's existence. Until now, perhaps. Bigfoot became a cultural phenomenon over 60 years ago, described as a towering, ape-like figure, anywhere from 6 to 26 feet tall, covered in thick high tape, and lurking in remote forests. Reports of similar beings around the world suggest it may not be an isolated legend. Still, descriptions are inconsistent, making genuine evidence hard to pin down. One hunter, however, is certain his trail camera captured either Bigfoot or something just as terrifying. The clip is blurry, but you can make out a figure with long, unkempt hair moving through the frame. Its hunched posture and unsettling awareness of the camera suggest intelligence, while its size and fluid movement feel unnatural for a human. Could this finally be real proof, or simply an elaborate prank? The remote setting and eerie motion make the latter explanation difficult to accept. A hunter captured disturbing footage of a buck with antlers so massive and irregular that they seemed impossible for its head to support. Unlike normal deer, whose antlers grow in symmetrical patterns, this animal's rack looked like a huge misshapen mass, causing it clear distress and unsteady movement. At first, the hunter suspected mutation or contamination, but experts identified it as a cactus buck. Cactus bucks develop grotesque, knobby antlers that grow continuously rather than shedding seasonally. In extreme cases, the antlers can extend into the eyes. The deformity comes from abnormally low testosterone, which prevents normal antler growth and leaves the velvet covering year-round. The result is a skull sprouting what looks like tangled coral or organic growths. Some cactus bucks documented in the wild have such extreme growth that they can barely move or feed themselves. Encountering one in person is both rare and unsettling, raising troubling questions about the hidden fragility of wildlife. Prey animals rarely escape predators, but what chance do they have against something that exists outside natural law? A chilling photograph that resurfaces online year after year is often linked to the Jersey Devil, a creature said to move at impossible speeds and hunt animals rather than humans. Paranormal investigators point to its silhouette, rapid movement, and predatory focus as evidence tying it to one of America's oldest legends. The story of the Jersey Devil, also called the Leeds Devil, dates back to colonial New Jersey. According to folklore, Jane Mother Leeds of the Pine Barrens became pregnant with her 13th child in the late 1600s. On a stormy night in 1735, she gave birth to what seemed normal until the infant began to change. It grew hooves, a horse-like head, bat wings, and a forked tail, transforming into the demonic figure described for centuries. Since that night, the Jersey Devil has been blamed for countless encounters and sightings across the state. Witnesses describe trauma, fear, and the sense of being pursued by something that should not exist. Nearly 300 years later, its legend refuses to fade, kept alive by stories, photographs of those who believe they've seen it. We've journeyed through 15 of the most disturbing and unexplained moments ever captured by surveillance cameras, and I have to ask you this question: what do you believe? Are these elaborate hoaxes created by people with too much time and sophisticated video editing skills, or are they genuine glimpses into a reality that's far stranger and more terrifying than we ever imagined possible? What's the strangest thing you've ever seen on a security camera? Share your experiences in the comments below, and let me know which of these clips disturbed you the most. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the most terrifying things are the ones we were never meant to see. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.